All right, so we are going to be utilizing a test site. So everything that we are doing today is on a test site. It is not anything live. We did build out a fictitious unit so that everything that we're seeing is going to be not actually related to a Goodwin employee. You may see a couple of Goodwin names as we go through a drop down, but you will not see any personal data on anyone. So everything that we're doing here is on a test site, but it is what you see as a supervisor or as a manager. And as Amanda mentioned earlier, this is just for performance management. We're definitely wanting to make sure that all supervisors, managers are checking in with your employees on a monthly basis. A majority of the people on the call today, if you're part of the senior leadership team, the meeting that we have in July will go over this and a lot more information as well. But we just want to make sure y'all are meeting with your with your employees on a monthly basis and doing that check-in and documenting it in Exponent HR. So I am going to get to the PM side of things. So as a manager or a supervisor, y'all will all have a personal tab as well as a management tab. Your management tab is where you're going to navigate to get to your performance management. So under management, you're going to go to HR administration and then hover over and go to your performance management tab. I forgot to change my view. All right, so I have taken over the rights of Joe Johnson. He is a fictitious employee. So now we are looking at Exponent HR in Joe Johnson's view. He is a supervisor, some community manager. So he's got some exempt employees underneath him. So same process, management tab, performance management. This is what Joe Johnson is viewing when he logs into the performance management tab. As a reminder, guys and gals, anytime y'all see this little video icon, that is a video lesson directly by Exponent HR. Anytime you see one of those, if you're new to the system or just need a refresher on something, watch those videos. They are actual training videos from Exponent HR on that particular page that you are watching or viewing. So that is a performance management video that you could watch as well. So as we're looking at Joe Johnson's view, we are in current year 2024. We're able to see the outstanding task tab, goal management tab, reviews, and employee dashboard. What we are going to walk through first is one, just viewing the employees, setting up a goal for your employees, and then going in and submitting that review after you've completed it. So on the outstanding task tab, you'll see he's got 3 employees, Stephen Soch, Jennifer Trent, and Robert Jenkins. This first one is a monthly review, so that's going to be your monthly check on. So if you're meeting with your employees on a monthly basis, you do not have to immediately have this open when you're meeting with them. You can take notes from your computer, handwrite them, however you're doing those, whatever process you're doing to keep up with your notes on what your employee is doing and what your takeaways are. Then you come into Exponent HR, and that's when you're going to go and do your documentation and submit that monthly review. So what we're talking about today is the monthly review. Later on, thinking at the beginning or maybe like towards the end of January, we're going to meet again to look at the annual review process. Just because our annual reviews start coming into play at that point, since we are a 401 performance evaluation. Hey, Glenn, can you mute your, if y'all could just mute your mics, please, that would be wonderful. I apologize for not doing that ahead of time. But like I was saying, we'll be meeting at the beginning of the year so that we can go through that annual review process. Since our annual reviews take place when we look at increases in April, that's the way our system is set up. So for this particular view for outstanding views, we can see that for the month of May, because the data was assigned was May 14th, Joe has to submit a monthly review for Stephen Soch and for Jennifer Trent. He's already submitted one for Robert, and the only reason we can tell that is because his next date assigned is June. So he's actually behind submitting his May reviews, and his June review, which is due tomorrow, or essentially by the end of June, is coming up. That's why it's got these little impending deadlines. This triangle one means it's overdue. So anytime you see those, the triangle shows that it's overdue, hover over it, and then your deadlines are coming up with the exclamation point in red. Under goal management, you'll see we've set up in the training site one company goal, which means it's going to all employees. That company goal is complete training twice a year. So you're able to keep up with that goal and ensure that your employee is completing that goal. But that is the company goal. And then you'll see Joe's employees underneath him. Again, this is a test site. So what we've got is a test 02 goal and a CAM onboarding training goal. These goals are going to be specific to you, your department, whether you have non-exempt employees, whether you have salaried employees or they're CAMs, not CAMs, directors. These are goals that you establish for your team. You can have individual goals just for one specific employee. Maybe they're lacking in one area or another. You can submit that individual goal, but you can have one goal and copy it to all of your employees so that they're all in line. And I'll show you how to do that. But these are what we're able to see on the goal tab. We'll go back through these again. I'm just showing you a quick overview. And then under the review tab, again, these are monthly goals. So you can see for Stephen Soch, we've got a drafted drafted review. We have not started one for Jennifer Trent. She will be the one we'll be using today, just so we can go through the entire process with her. And again, these are for May. And then we've got for June, we've got Robert Jenkins, Stephen Soch, and Jennifer under reviews that have not been started. So you can see the status of those reviews here. And then employee dashboard, you can select your employee here. We're not going to choose one of those right now, but you can see all years for that particular person. So let's just see Robert Jenkins. So Robert is a current employee for Joe. He can see his 2024 review, not started. We've got his monthly that's been delivered. Again, you can see the goals here. And then any journal entries that have been submitted for Robert.
And Lydia, this is also where they can go. If you see that under reviews, it says create an off cycle. If you're needing to do something that like a corrective action or anything that falls in between goal or review times, whether it be the monthly or the annual, that's where you could go to create a one-off if you needed to.
Okay. One takeaway now that we're talking about this, can you confirm if we are able to add into the system for documents to be uploaded? I meant to ask you that this morning.
It's not yet, but that's something that
is in the process of, okay.
Well, we've suggested it. So
okay.
Put it into the developers.
Okay, perfect.
So hopefully.
Can I ask a quick question? Are the employees able to see all of these, or do they have to be specifically delivered to them?
There are certain things that they'll be able to review, and it's when we give them access to that.
Okay.
All right, if y'all could please remember to put your phones on mute and hold all questions to the end. Thank you. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go into Jennifer Trent, and we are going to look at establishing a couple of goals for her. and go through that process of updating and submitting her review for her to have her monthly review to have. So I'm going to go to actions. Under your actions tab, here we can add a company goal. You can add an employee goal, add that journal entry. You can approve or reject goals, complete a goal. These are all the tasks that you can do. You can even copy goals from one person to another so that you're not having to type that information. Or if it's something that wasn't finalized, you can copy to next year. I don't know, what kind of goal would we copy from year to year? Maybe something that wasn't 100% completed. Maybe they got 75% through, or retention. Yeah. So you can, copy that from year to year so that you're not having to recreate that goal. So we're going to go ahead and add an employee goal. And we are doing Jennifer Trent. Due date is going to be for this year, the end of this year, December 31st, 2024. Every time you meet with Jennifer, you can update the percentage, that completion. If there is a 0 there, it is not going to show up on the review that is submitted to the employee. So if you've met with the employee and you submit that goal or submit the review, if they've got 3 goals out there and 2 of them have some type of progress, 10%, 50%, those will show up on their review. But if it has 0, it will not show up on that review that is sent to them. So if you want it to show up on that review that they get, even if they've got 0 progress, I would start with a 1 that at least will show up on them so that they can see it. So I'm going to start it with 1, just so it shows up on that review when they receive it. So let's think of a goal for Miss Jennifer. Client retention. Description, 80% year over year. Oh, 95? Oh, we got 95 here. 95%. So you've got your 95%. You can put whatever description you would like in there, but we're going to use 95%. We're going to display on that annual review. You're going to leave it as individual or team goals. There's a couple of different things you can do here, but these are the ones you want to leave them on, and that is what it is automatically set to. You're going to allow employee to see cascaded goals, and then you're going to go ahead and approve the goal.
As long as you have the grant access to approve it. If not, you'll save it.
Okay. Well, all of our supervisors should have access to. So again, we created that goal for Jennifer Trent. So you'll see she has a different goal, this client retention, that Stephen and Robert don't have. So we've got client retention as the goal. Percentage she's done so far completed is at 1%. It's active. So we can take this goal if we want to copy it to everybody else on the team. You click it, you click that goal, come up to actions, copy to other employees, and you're going to find your employees. So we've got Robert Jenkins. I had to write down these names for all these fictitious employees. Stephen Soch. Those are his other 2 employees. Goal was successfully copied to the selected employees. And now we come back, and now you see the numbers have changed because they previously had 2. You cascade or collapse those, and you'll see all of them now have that client retention goal. The one we created it on was Jennifer, so she's at 1%. For Stephen and for Robert, we did not go into there, so it's got a 0%. So when you deliver the goal, the reviews for them, that goal will not show up for those 2. So if you want that goal to show up on that review, remember just to go in and at least put 1%.
And Lydia, you don't have to do that when you're setting up the goal. So this view right here is the management view. So you can set up the goal and leave it at 0. But when you go, and we'll show them this in a minute, when you go into that actual individual's review and get ready to send it to them, that's where you're going to update your percentage.
Your percentage. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. So we've met with Jennifer. We've had our one-on-one with Jennifer. We're going to basically say Jennifer is kicking butt. She's doing what she's supposed to do. So we're going to go in and update. You know what? Let me add one more goal just so we have a couple here. Add employee goal. Who are we doing? Trent, Jennifer. Due date default 12/31/2024. Client visits. Meet with all clients.
CMCA, AMS.
Once a quarter.
certifications and
So we're going to meet
designations.
with our clients once a quarter. Got that on our annual review. Again, you leave it under individual team goals, and then we're going to approve. So now she's got 3 goals, just like everyone else, just different. Read that over, actions. So again, now everybody's got those 2 goals. Okay. So we met with Jennifer. She's doing a great job. We're going to go in and actually do her review at this point. Like I said, you're meeting with them. You don't have to update the performance management website or Exponent HR when you're meeting with them. You can come back and do it afterwards. So we're going to go into review. Here is Jennifer Trent. So you find the employee that you are working on. We're going to do this May one just because it's already late. So we're going to click on Jennifer. We're going to wait for that page to show up. So what you've got up here is the employee details. It shows that it is a periodic review. It shows you the review period is May 1st through the 31st of 2024. Shows who the reviewer is, who the approver is, the due date. So we're a little late on this one. Status shows drafted just because we haven't submitted it to the employee yet. Job title, division information. And again, this is very generic, and it also shows you what their hire date is. So once you're in your review, you're able to drop down over overall performance. So here is where you can put any type of comments about that individual. Let's say on task for completing all goals. No concerns at this point on, let's say, scheduled to start M100 class in the fall. Any kind of notes you want can go on here. The reviewer comments, remind me, Amanda, the employee does see the reviewer comments?
So they do on the overall performance. Yes.
So on overall performance, anything you put there, your employee will be able to see on the review when they get it. Now, journal entries, when you put journal entries in, which we'll go over here in a little bit, those you can determine whether you want to show the employee or not. So anything you put here will show up on the review for your employee to see. So goal status. We've got these built in generically. Again, everybody who's been through any type of senior leadership meeting, we've talked about these. Tammy sent out emails about these, but you're able to see how we measure that success. If someone is exceeding expectations, what do they need to do to continue being in that position? If they're on track, what do we need to do to make them become exceeding? If they are on track, how do we keep them staying on track? How do we move them up? If they're behind, what do we need to do to catch them up within the next 30 days? So here, in regards to those particular goals, ensure meeting with clients, calendar, maintain calendar. So those are comments that we're going to put. Again, they can see those. Oh, I spelled clients wrong. And again, here's the employee goal. They are at 0% on this one. This is a CAM onboarding training. Why did just one goal show up? Good question.
What number you know? Let me see.
I'm on the review.
So save that for me and exit.
Okay, I'm gonna save, guys. I'm trying to see why the other goals that she had, or he, she, I don't know who I'm in.
Jennifer.
Jennifer, okay.
Exit.
This same thing happened to me, Lydia, when I was doing one of mine. It wouldn't show all the goals. It would just show one.
Go back to outstanding tasks. Move that tab for me. Right there. This is the okay.
Okay.
Okay, so go in through there, submit the monthly review.
Wonder if it's because when this review started from May to May, there was no goals in there. That was the only one that was in there. I'm gonna go back to the June one. You want me to look at the June one?
Go back and assign those to the monthly instead of leaving it annual because we're not adding. Just try that for me, see if that works. I just trying a theory here. Modify the goals to be on the May review.
Okay.
And go back in to see if it shows up. We'll just try that one and see if.
Yep.
So it could be, and I'll ask Tim to confirm this, but it could be because, you know, we're not doing annual reviews. And so we need to make sure that it's copied to
A monthly.
the monthly review so that it does show up for that monthly review.
Let me look at the CAM onboarding training and see what I did on that one. Oh, let me go to Jennifer because I know we're working on Jennifer.
Oh, but selection item is monthly review. Did we do that on the other one? Instead of individual and team member?
no.
That's what we did. That was the step we missed.
Oh, that is the
Rookie
step that
there.
I missed. So monthly review, make sure you're selecting monthly review when you're establishing that goal so that it'll show up on the monthly reviews.
And I've seen some items pop up in the chat that this is an ongoing issue for you guys. This is a good place for me to remind you that you are not doing this alone. You are not stuck with this review with no help. So like Lydia said, there are videos embedded within Exponent HR, and our support team is trained on getting you guys, you know, the help that you need. We have product specialists that sit with our support team. We're right over here in Addison. And so if the support member themselves does not know the answer, they have a performance management product specialist right there on the floor with them that can help answer those questions. So definitely utilize those for you. We also have a table of contents for each page where you can go to help for this page. And so don't ever, you know, if you get stuck, please know you're not alone.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's going to be asking me for Amanda's phone number. Okay, so I just went into the system and made sure that all of them were marked instead of individual, that those all said monthly. That way it'll show up on the review. So now let's go back to Jennifer Trent's monthly review. And there they are. There's all of our monthly reviews right there. There's our goals, excuse me. CAM onboarding, client retention, client visits, shows the completion. Oh, I didn't update any of that. Shows the completion status of each of those goals, the due date, and if those goals are active or drafted, but all of hers are active. So in this case, she hasn't made any progress on paper, but we're going to say she has. So at this point, everybody can submit. If you're submitting your goals, you want to find out from your whoever you're reporting to. CAMs, you want to find out from Josh, Larson, whoever it is you're reporting to, if they want to review every review before it's given to an employee, released to an employee. I think everybody has the access and the okay to automatically approve it. That's the difference between submit and approve. Submit goes to whoever is above you for them to review and approve. Approve means you are already approving it and it's good to go. It's golden. I think everybody on this call, with the exception of maybe team leads or a supervisor, if you want to talk to your director and confirm if they are giving you the authority to approve them or if they want to review them before you approve them. If that's the case, if they want to review them, you submit, it goes to them and they approve. And that's when it can be released after that. But if you're given the A-OK to go through and approve it and handle it on your own, you automatically want to approve. So we're going to go ahead and approve this review for Jennifer Trent. It is her May review. So you'll see that status has been from drafted or not started, and now it has been approved. Excuse me. So outstanding task again. We're going to go to Jennifer Trent, submit her monthly review. It's already been approved. So here is where you deliver it to your employee. So it's a two-step process.
Step I never saw.
Okay, so this is how you get it to your employee. So you've approved it. It just means it's approved. It's not going anywhere. You have to go back to your outstanding tasks and find that employee and then deliver it to the employee. So again, you're delivering to Jennifer Trent. You can see what expectations are. You can see notes that have been made, and that is what Jennifer is going to see. Yeah, I thought it was on this page. I do need it. There are journal entries that you can put. I know a lot of, from what I've spoken, what I've heard from people when I've had conversations with them, we're not utilizing journal entries. It's good for us to start utilizing those. Those can be used just for like your wins or your concerns. Something that may happen today in June that you may not remember next year in March. So we want to try to capture those concerns and those wins so that you can reference back to them when you're doing that annual review. So if you get kudos from a homeowner, maybe you've got a hardboard and then out of the blue, you get a kudos to one of your staff on that particular community, or maybe something blew up and it's because of a mistake that was made. You don't want to forget about it. You've already met with the employee, but you want it to be the front of your mind. You want to add those journal entries so that you can review it as a refresher when you're doing that annual review. So we go into a goal. Let's look at client visits. We're going to update her percentage. She is 25% there. Great. Down at the bottom, you've got related journal entries. There's no data to display because we have no journal entries right now, but we're going to add a new journal entry. Let's say kudos from client. So client visits, this person went on a client visit. That's why it particularly relates to that goal. Praises from board of directors, doing great things here. Happy to have on the team. You can copy and paste an email, whatever you want. I don't know if there is a specific number of characters, but you can copy and paste from somewhere else and put it in here, or you can just put it in here as a refresher. Let's say the client is Santa Rita. I know that name because I'm always talking to them. Santa Rita. So you can put the name of the client here so that it refreshes your memory. Anything you want in here, that way you can see it later on. And then here's where the visible to the employee. Do you want the employee to be able to view this? Do you not want them to? So praises, I would always do a praise as a yes. That way they can see it. But if it's something that's that concern, they made a mistake, lost money, check was lost, whatever it may be, you can put it as a no and it'll be there for you to view, but not for the employee to view. So we're going to go ahead and say yes to view on this person, and we are going to save. And that becomes a journal entry on that particular goal for Jennifer Trent. We're going to save again. Perfect. So now I'm going to go back to my outstanding tasks. I've got that journal entry in there. We're going to submit Jennifer. Do I have to go back in and save the review again? No? Okay. So I'm going to submit my monthly review for the month of May for Jennifer Trent. So again, here are the goals. There's her percentage that she's gone through.
For that one to make sure.
I'm going to click on it. All right, guys. There's that kudos journal entry. Shows status on that particular goal, how it was created. history of that change. We're going to go ahead and save this because
Never hurts.
and now we're going to deliver it to the employee. Gonna just refresh again because I like to refresh. All right, so now you'll see Jennifer Trent is down here, but that's for the month of June. Her May one is gone. So it's already been delivered to her. Your tasks are completed for Jennifer. So what we're going to do now is take over Jennifer Trent. Goodness, Jennifer Trent's view so that we can see what it looks like when Jennifer gets that notification. So Jennifer will get an email from Exponent HR saying that her review is out there. She can click on that link and it'll bring her to this page. In this particular case, I don't have access to her emails. So this is us going in as Jennifer. Without that email, you go to My Info as an employee and you're going to go to Performance Management. So this is what your employees see when they're under their performance management. You can see all of your goals for 2024. Any journal entries, if there's a journal entry, you'll see that J icon, the percentage where they are on those particular goals, and then those journal entries. So they're able to see those journal entries you gave them access to.
And they can add their own here too. So under JE, where it has the add, it's hyperlinked. So an employee could click on that next column over where it says add.
Let me see, I can't see.
So up a little bit. more.
Oh my goodness,
Under the 2024 goals.
right here.
Nope, not journal entries above in the goals themselves.
Go to the
And then
right,
go
in the middle,
over,
in the middle.
in the middle to the
this
JE
add.
column.
Add,
Good,
add,
okay.
Yeah.
What am I not seeing? Oh my
And
goodness.
it's abbreviated.
Good, there you go.
And
Why,
then-
why say add?
Small on her screen though, too.
And then click add. And that's where an employee can make their own journal entries as well and document, hey, these are my
That was
successes
my
that I
question.
had.
That was my question.
These are things I believe I could improve on, or, here's an email I got from a client that didn't go to my manager, it just came to me. So this is their way to provide their own feedback within their review.
So we're waiting until the end before we have questions. We ask questions, right? Okay.
And then you'll
Write it
see,
down.
you'll see here for that journal entry that the employee's adding, same thing.
Yeah.
Do I want this visible to my manager or do I not want it visible to my manager? So they could be documenting things here that they as well, that they can remember to ask. Maybe it's something for them, like I need to remember to ask next month about
Yeah.
this so that they don't forget about it because
Yeah,
they,
things
you
they're
know,
working on personally that they don't necessarily want their manager to know yet because they're not there. So personal goals. Hey, I really feel like I'm lacking in this area and I want to improve. So I'm setting myself a goal. And then once I've achieved it, I'm going to let my manager know, hey, I've been working on this for 4 months and look where I've come.
so there you go. Exit without saving. Okay. So this is the view again of goals and journal entries. Under the review tab, this is where they get that goal that the review that we just delivered to them. So we're going to click on this little paper icon. That is the actual goal. This is the goal that Jennifer Trent received, the review that Jennifer Trent received. She can see the comments that I've entered in, on task, no concerns, goal status, ensure meeting with clients, maintain calendar, anything that I put in here. And then here is just general information on those employee goals. She can also see what the percentage is that she is on all those goals. So this acknowledgement here, they're able to say, understand, concerns, whatever blurb they want to put in, but this is them acknowledging that they've received that monthly review that you submitted to them. So they are going to acknowledge I've received. Hello. Well,
Reviews and see if it says acknowledge.
yep. So now once Jennifer has acknowledged it, it shows that it's been delivered and you've got if you hover over, acknowledgement was recorded on 6/26/2024. So you're able to see that on your site as well once they've acknowledged it. And then the last tab that they can see is the review criteria. Again, that shows the methodology on how we rate employees, needs improvement, meets expectations or exceeds. These right here will show up on their annual review, which again, we'll do that later during the year. But this is your employee's view of the review that you are submitting to them. So that was Jennifer. She's completed that review. You completed the review. She's acknowledged it. We're going to go back in and assume rights for Joe Johnson. Go back to my performance management tab. You can see,
In your reviews tab.
yeah,
So-
Jennifer is no longer here. So we're going to go to reviews. We're going to make sure you are filtered instead of the default for this is all outstanding. If you set it to all, you'll be able to see Jennifer Trent was delivered. You can hover again, acknowledged by Jennifer Trent, 6:26, and it's got the exact time. So it's a little bit more on the employee side. It just shows the date, but on your side, you get to actually see the time. And when if you click on it, you can see her comments, understand. But that is the full process of creating a goal, meeting with your employees. You don't have to document verbatim everything that goes on. It's just a quick check-in, but we want to make sure as employees, you're meeting with your, as supervisors and managers, you're meeting with your employees every month for a check-in. Couple of things I want to say on that. If you are meeting with your employees, when I meet with employees for the new hire orientation, when Rick, Letty, when they're meeting with them as the HR director for that new hire orientation, we talk about the monthly check-ins. One thing we let them know is that these meetings are never meant to be punitive. We never want anyone to dread going into that monthly check-in. We're really here to help one another. The better, more successful you are as a team, the more successful the company is. So we want them off the get-go to know the importance of these monthly one-on-ones. You ask for help. If you need retraining on something, open conversation. So we let them know that. The more successful they are, it just continues to flow up. So we encourage them to ask for help during those one-on-ones. If they need something, they should be reaching out to you all the time, but for sure in these one-on-ones, if there's something that they need that help with. But just know we are telling them to ask for help, and that at least by month 2, for sure by month 3, they should start having those monthly check-ins. Month 1 and 2, you could be going through training and not have that ability to meet with them. But by month 3, you should at least be meeting with them every month. So please try to do that and get this stuff documented. Tammy, myself, Rick, Letty, we're all going to be in here making sure directors and supervisors are doing what they're supposed to be doing and doing those monthly check-ins. If you have questions when you're trying to get through, you can still reach out to us. And if it's something I don't know, Rick, Letty are new to the process too, because they haven't started utilizing it, but just let us know. And if we don't know the answers, we can come to Amanda. If Amanda doesn't know, she's got her resources, so we can always continue to ask questions. And if it's something that has never come across to us, I can put it out on Teams, send an email like, hey, this came up. We didn't understand, we didn't know, and this is what we've discovered, and give that information to everyone. And I think that's pretty much it. Did I miss anything, Amanda?
Yeah, I just wondered if you will do me a favor while you're sharing your screen. If you'll click on the performance management video icon, like you showed them earlier, I want to let them see what this looks like. So our videos are embedded, but they pop up in another screen. So you don't have to stop what you're doing and watch a video. You can actually have it pulled up on your second monitor, which I do all the time because I'm not an end user. So when I'm answering questions for clients, sometimes I have to go in and watch these videos too, right? I don't get in there and mess with your stuff. So this is actually a full summit of our performance management videos. So as you can see, they're divided into, different subjects. So if you're just wanting to know how to do goals, you can go into the goal management video and watch it. It gives you the time that each of these are, and you can see what the employee sees, just like, Lydia's done for you today. But these are comprehensive, watch on your own time, have it up as you're doing your reviews. If you just want that extra safety net underneath you as you're working on it. So those are very helpful. If you'll close out of that for me. And then at the bottom of the page, all the way down under contact us, which is very hard to see. So if you hover over that, you have our phone number to our support team. They're open from 8 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock at night, Central Time. And that's Monday through Friday. You can also email them at support@exponenthr.com. If it's something you're working on right away and you need an answer pretty quickly, I always recommend calling. You will not ever, let me not say that, because as soon as I do, you will. You will very rarely have to wait on hold. There will be someone who'll answer your call. Emails are worked in the order that they're received, which is still pretty quick, but I always like to talk to a live person. And it's one of the things that sets Exponent apart from all of our competitors is the fact that you can reach a live person. And so I love to make sure that you guys know that that team is there for you. That's their reason for getting up in the morning and coming to work, and they're excellent at what they do. And then one more thing, if you'll go all the way up to the top for me. See the question mark in the upper right-hand corner? So you go to help, you've got help for this page. If you'll click on that for me. That also opens up in a separate tab, a visual. So if you're a reader instead of a video watcher, or if you prefer to just check all of your resources, which I love to do because you never know when information might be on one that might not be on another. This gives you, kind of step by step. It gives you hyperlinks to other areas within our help content. You can go to the table of contents. You can search by keyword. So we have multiple resources. Again, just you guys are not alone. And you are not, just doing this all by yourself and hoping you get it right. You definitely have help available to you. So please utilize us because that's what we're here for.
So we're going to go ahead and open it up for questions. Anybody in the room have any questions while we're here? No, anybody? No
I
questions.
got a question.
Not questions.
I do.
So please ask. Go ahead.
Hey, so I've got quite a few goals added to individual months. However, I repeatedly have to manually add them in each monthly review, and I'm not able to figure out how to get that to recurring on every monthly review.
So that is something that we have met over on and will be changing shortly. As far as the way that Goodwin has the template set up, it's set up that way right now. We're waiting to change it until we kick off that till 1 month, basically. So that's why we're going to have another training to go over the annual review at the first of the year. And it will be able, because once we fix those settings in there, you'll be able to copy that from month to month to month, and you won't be having to recreate the wheel every month. But for the rest of this year, unfortunately, you're just going to have to kind of recreate it each month.
And Ken, I know that was you. Casey and I spoke about this before she left out of the office. There is a workaround that she had, although I can't remember right now what it was, but Casey did have a workaround for that so that you weren't continually having to copy and paste. We can chat about that in person. I'll look for my notes because I did write it down in person. I think I might have just left it on my desk. Or you can just, no, I don't think it was a journal entry. But we can talk about that. Yeah, I don't remember, but I know she had a workaround.
Okay.
Thank you, Kent.
Hi, Lydia. Rick Abear.
Hi, Rick.
Hey. Hi, Amanda. 2 questions. I'm getting some emails from our team at SBB. First question was, are you going to send out the recording of this to this group?
Yes, I'll send it to everyone who's on the call, those even who didn't make it, but we'll have that link maybe posted on the HR board and Teams as well, but I'll find a place to put it, but it will be readily available to everybody across all teams, all markets, all companies.
Fantastic. Thank you, ma'am. And then the second one is I'm getting, I've tried to go on my personal page and on the management page, and then I'm getting feedback from our team that we don't have access to this yet. So I'm not sure if the settings or if we're not set up correct, but we can't view any of the employees under the supervisors yet.
Is that on the SBB side, Rick?
Yes.
Okay. That I don't know if that is specific to just your team, Chaparral, or the old Mosaic team not having that access yet because y'all aren't utilizing it. I'll check on the settings and get with Tammy. And if it is already set up, I'll work with the Exponent HR team to get that going.
Great. And then I'll
Yes, ma'am.
notify any of if the SBB team members are on here, I'll notify you via email once we get everything worked out. That's it for me.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Remember, no question is a bad question. Let me see if there's anything under chat that I need to answer. I don't have my team members. Okay, this has been an ongoing issue with my goals not showing to the.
We figured that out. Remember, select the drop down that is monthly.
Oh, okay. Nicole, did we answer all of your questions? If you're still on the call? No, Letty, this does not replace the corrective action or the PIP, correct? This is just to track the monthly one-on-ones. That monthly one-on-one meeting that the employees should be having with their supervisors or managers. You are correct. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for participating. Again, this is not necessarily work in progress, but this is the first time that we've done any type of training on performance management with our supervisors or directors. So we definitely appreciate your patience while we're getting it out there to y'all. If when you're out there meeting with the employees and you have questions on how to document something, Teams me, call me. Maybe we can screen share if you're trying to get into the system and running into issues, but I can try to help you live. That way you don't forget about it. But yeah, y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Thank you, Amanda. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, Lydia. Thank you.
Bye.
again for
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Big there.
Roll Tide.